Hello, beautiful people. How on a day? Hope you all are doing very well today. Welcome back to the Young and Independent Show, where we discuss a variety of topics to help young folks live lives that are spiritually fulfilled, lives that are value added, lives that are less materialistic, and lives that are financially independent. I'm your host, Sil, and today I've got my brother Stanley on the call. Stanley has joined us from Cameroon, Douala, and I would like to chit chat about a few things that are going on in our real world with young people. I remember making a post a while back. First off, Stanley is one of the biggest fans of the Young and Independent project. He's an independent young man who knows what he wants, and he's going all out to get it. And I'm very excited to have him on the call. So Stanley, hi. Not too shabby.
Thank you for receiving me.
Of course. No, I'm very happy that I've been able to book you for this evening. I know you're a very busy man, and every time I've said, when can you come on, and you've always told me Sunday or no day. I was like, okay, I need to catch you this Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Sunday is a very busy day because I'm also a worker in my church.
Yeah.
So I work is on Sundays. But at least thank God I have time now to discuss some issue about independent young people.
Yeah.
Empower them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I read some of your posts, sometimes I just want to transform them into a quote. I just want to transform them into a quote because they're filled with so much knowledge and so much insight for young people. I mean, when I look at young people today, I'm wondering, where are they headed? Everyone wants to leave Africa. Everyone wants to leave Cameroon precisely because people feel that there is nothing left for them in Africa, and that
recording in progress.
That there's nothing left for them in Africa. And I was just talking to a friend last night. She was telling me that so many people want to come to Dubai, but they have no clue what they're coming over there to witness or to face. And I told her, we need to make a podcast about it because so many people are hyped about Dubai. And I remember another friend told me, he went to Dubai and it was just a mess. He couldn't live there. He literally had to go back home. So, what do you think about this, mass exodus of young people from Africa? Do you think it's the right thing to do? Do you think people can make it in Africa?
Actually, it's not the right thing to do, but the condition that the economic state of our country is pushing us out of the country.
Yeah.
Because if you compare actually what going first CIMIC, if you look at CIMIC in Africa and Cameroon precisely, and that out of Cameroon, I mean it is pushing us to go out of the country. Though it is not a bread and honey out there, but at times I believe. In particular, I believe if I leave my zone of my comfort zone to another area, it will push me to work more harder.
Okay.
More harder to achieve something. And again, just example, Gabon, they have almost about 75,000 francs. Why in Cameroon have 55,000 francs?
Yeah.
That's another push factor out of the country.
Right.
To go and look for. But in Cameroon, at least once you engage even in a small business, business trading to help your own self. You see that only the tax in the country. You have business, the capital of 100,000 francs. More than at the end of the year, you pay tax of more than 25,000 francs.
Oh my God!
So all those that's owing us to stay in the country.
Yeah.
You see, and again, Cameroon we don't have certain opportunities as Cameroonian.
Yeah.
And because if I out of Cameroon like Gabon, like Equatorial Guinea, they are citizens. They have certain advantages. I mean that the citizen fair for any other person. But in Cameroon, we are not fair. How can you think somebody will spend 8 hours at work, 1 month he will earn 50,000 francs? He has to pay his house. He has to do this, all those things. How do you think he will cope?
Right.
So all those things these are the things out of the country.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that it's really pushing us out. At least the government will start saying to all those things. And if you work, for example, you work in a company. They work as temporary worker. At least you have 3 months for them to 6 months for them to
confirm you.
Employ.
Yeah.
Yes. But you see, you work 6 3 months, they'll send you out. You make 3 months to go back. They will not have time to employ you. But if you take them to the labor office, they go and bribe those people in the labor office not to cover your rights, and they will sack you. They'll have to fire you from the and you will stay back home without doing nothing. These are all the things that are push factors sending us out of the country to go and look for something else somewhere.
Yeah.
Because life is risky, we have to take the risk.
Of course. You see, what you're saying, Stanley, is things that I'm not alien to. Obviously, I didn't leave Cameroon too long ago. But my question is, what do you make of the lemonade that life has given you? These are all legitimate excuses. But if you agree with me that people who are making it in that environment, in spite of all these things, and it's my understanding that so many people are hiding behind that blame list to not do anything. They don't want to. They really don't want to do much. Not that they don't want to do anything at all, but they don't want to do much. They want to do the minimum. After all, it's the government. After all, it's corruption. After all, it's bribery, and all that. I'm a bit worried about that.
I'm not saying that people are not succeeding in Cameroon, but the percentage is very slim.
Why do you think is the reason? Don't you think that I mean, look. First thing that I have an issue with in Africa and Cameroon in particular is the fact that people are so dishonest. Let me explain. So many people out here in the diaspora, they have some savings that they would like to invest in Cameroon. I mean, life out here is not a bed of roses. I miss my area, I miss my achu and all those things. I miss my family. That home is home. No matter where you go to, home is home. And so many people out here want to set businesses up in Cameroon and around Africa. But they can't because of the level of dishonesty. I mean, look at what happened when I came and opened that restaurant. Or everything that happened, eating of, stealing of meat from the pot. A restaurant business, how can you serve food to people without meat? Taking drinks and drinking, and it's a small business. You don't give time to the business to take off before you start dipping your finger into the pot. So the business is going to collapse, and when it collapses, the potential of growth isn't there. I mean, the situation in Africa is going to remain the same if this particular culture is not eradicated. Because when money is not being pumped in, money is living, isn't it? We buy everything from China. We buy everything from China, of which there are diasporians who can open factories for basic necessities, but it just can't because of the dishonesty. The little money you put in there, next thing you know, they've squandered it. People have stolen all of it, I mean, who can do business in that kind of condition? And who suffers? The citizens who are living in that country. They suffer. This whole thing about Smith is because of the economic situation. That's why I'm very passionate about this young and independent. Because if the economic situation is good, I mean, if there are more industries, this Smith is mainly, I would say, it's mostly for governmental organizations. Private companies pay much better. If you agree with me, private companies pay much better. But with this Smith situation, it can only be taken care of if young people realize that they have to become honest. They have to, build some sort of trust in the eyes of the diasporans, because people who have the money and can bring the money back home are not willing to do it. Then there's a problem. There's a big problem. And when money is not being pumped in, when there's no foreign direct investment, there is capital flight. So when money is not leaving the hands of or the pockets or the bank accounts of the diasporans to go into the bank account, into the country or the different countries in Africa, money is leaving African pockets to import goods from China, from Turkey, from India, and all these other countries that are more or less industrial countries. We buy everything, including rice. We buy everything, clothes, everything literally. This is a problem. This is a big, big problem.
I don't think so because we Cameroonians are very hardworking. We are putting all our effort for the economy to grow, but the government is really discouraging us. Because if you see, we are trying. They don't even give us subvention. We go out to look for money. We try to develop business in our country, but the government is not doing anything to encourage us. I mean, their tax system is really discouraging because I don't think you are doing a business, you don't have capital up to 100,000 francs, you pay more than 5 taxes, you pay OTVT, you pay impôt de libératoire, you pay sanitary tax, you pay taxes until I don't think you're able to cope. This dishonesty when you say so is, I believe it happens everywhere in Europe. There are some dubious people, they have their own character. But I believe here in Africa, it's rampant. It's just because the government don't follow up the citizens. They don't encourage us. We are trying to meet up with life. You see, because if I'm working somewhere, you pay me 50,000 francs, I have to pay my house, which is 25,000 francs. My children need to feed. How much am I going to give my wife for food money? I have to give money for some students. How much? You see, that's why some Cameroonians, we are trying extra things to meet up with life. Now they are telling us to go to the farm, and they have their law that about less than 25 years you can't own the land. Then how are you telling us how to how we're going to acquire the land? They don't encourage us. That is why I don't see dishonesty there. The government is pushing us to be dishonest.
Yeah, but this really has nothing to do with the government, isn't it? I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine who started a business in Cameroon worth about 20 million, and as I speak to you now, he lost everything. This had nothing to do with the government. Listen, Stanley, if you come to the UK, if you walk, you pay. You cough, you pay. You breathe, you pay. I mean, if you're earning, you sometimes hear people say, "Oh, I make 5 million." Out of that 5 million, ask them how much they save. They pay everything in taxes. So it's not, the taxes in Cameroon is not alien. If you think that there's a country where there's a tax haven, then that would be Singapore. Businesses go over to Singapore, but they will in the US as well. You will pay and you will be drained in taxes. But my issue is people are dishonest and they're not encouraging those who have the money to come and open businesses that will eventually grow, and eventually their salary will grow as well. I mean, if a business is growing, listen, Cameroon, all the money that we are sending out to buy stuff from China, we can use this money to set up. I mean, people have the money to set up the factories that will employ people. As the factories are growing because of demand, people's salaries are increasing as well. This is the private sector. I've worked in the private sector all my life in Cameroon. I've never worked for a public company, but it's completely different. The treatment is different, except that you're talking about dubious private sectors that have relationships with the government. But I'm sure that more young people, if they create businesses, they will not be paying you. If the company is, for argument's sake, making 10 million, 20 million a month, they'll be paying you 50,000. I don't think so.
Okay, I'll give you some examples. First, if I see the government, that I'm talking of the tax, and if you compare that in where in Europe they are also paying taxes. Yes, they are paying taxes, but the government has created a security for them, but they can grow, that they can manage their business very well. I don't think here in Cameroon our outcome, the way we spend, is more than our income. You have to know that.
Why is it the case? Why do you have to spend more than you earn?
It's because the purchasing power. Okay, you earn 50,000 francs. You have to buy a bag of rice of 21,000 francs. How much to feed your family? A bag of rice is already half of your salary. You have to buy a basket of tomato, which is about 7,000 francs. A tin of oil, which is about 21,000 francs, to feed your family. You have to pay rentage. House rent. Hey, you live in Guala. You know how much you pay house rent? It's just a studio, a bedroom and a living room. In Guala is 35,000 pounds. How much are you earning to do all those things? Yeah. Hospital bills. If you are sick, go to the hospital. You know how to spend. So the government, at least, it is very difficult for us to cope with the economic system of this country. We need to develop our economy first. Our economy first. Those countries have good economy, so you cannot compare their economy with Cameroon economy. You can't compare that.
See,
they have good economy, so they can cope.
No, Stanley, look, there are people in the UK who don't have food to eat. Oh. What are you talking about? There are people in the UK who don't have food to eat.
The percentage can be 10%. In Cameroon, it's 75%. You can't compare.
No, that's an exaggeration.
Day and night. Yes, it's day and night. You can't compare.
No. I'm not comparing. I'm just telling you that it's not perfect out here. That it's not, the grass is not always greener on the other side. What I'm trying to...
The world is not heaven.
Sorry?
The world is not heaven. The difficulties on earth. Yeah. We have to manage it. To suit us. We're not supposed to treat some others. I mean, Cameroon is not encouraging people.
Yeah,
people must leave. People must leave after Cameroon. People must leave because it's not really easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I work at the seaport. You are at the seaport. To clear a container at the seaport, how much clear a container? Something, those second-hand goods that are used in Europe, in Cameroon, to clear a container at the seaport, how much? Your people use TV to send Cameroon. It's about 100,000 francs. You don't blame them. It's a custom duty.
Yeah, I think
if you go to Benin, if you go to Benin, car is cheaper in Benin than Cameroon, and Cameroon is having better economy than Benin. Why? Because they are trying to regulate the economy to suit their citizens so that they can have a better standard of living. That's what I'm saying here in Cameroon. That's what I'm saying, that do that in Cameroon. Mm-hmm. They blame, 5% of the blame is the government. Mm-hmm. Because a country, an agricultural country like Cameroon, we are basing them, that we are putting in our mind that the state budget should come from the custom. That's why we must have a high standard. We must have a difficult standard of living. Mm-hmm. Because you think
prices of everything, and we import everything, rice, everything.
Yes, we don't encourage. Okay, you want to start tell me if you ever heard that the government has ever given a farmer subvention. Farmers that do the cultivate cocoa or the rest, they borrow their money from the bank, they work and they pay. The government has never come to assist them. Mm-hmm. But in Gabon, just 25 meter square land, they will send somebody to come and survey, and they will give you money that will help you. You will not pay back. You will not pay back.
Wow, the way you're sounding like you're about to head to Gabon. It's like you're on your way out to Gabon.
No, I don't think so. Now, I'm just taking an example because I believe I have friends in Gabon. I have brother, and my uncle was in Gabon.
So, for those who are in Cameroon now, what do you think is the solution? Let's forget about the government, because you and me know that the government is not. Don't. I always say that, or my mentor, Jim Rohn, always says that don't wish for the seasons to change. Wish to become wiser. Wish to become stronger. Don't wish for rain not to fall. Wish to be able to weather through the. Yeah.
We, the young ones, is that now. We need to try to empower our own self. That is. We should be creative.
Hello.
Yes, that is from the beginning. Our education system was very poor.
True, very true. I agree.
We were not trying to train our children from the primary stage to be creative. That is doing something technical, craft work. Mm-hmm. Like in Ghana, everybody in Ghana can repair a shoe, can fix dresses.
True.
If you have that type of education from the base, we forget about the government. Because if you can, I can do something that will give me 25 francs. Forget about the government. So the first place is our education. We have to reform it.
I agree 100%.
Secondly, we should try. If you are creative, yes, We should try. That is, but it will be very difficult for that because the government will still come in with their taxes. It is very difficult, but we should try.
Let's just say everything without bringing the government in. Let's just forget for 1 second that this government is not in our way. Let's think out of the box how we can make do with what we have already, because as you and me know, they're not going anywhere.
Yes.
Let's do with what we have. So let's try to forget about them for a second.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We should try to start that is, we forget about the government. Yes, it is trading, empower our own self, not to spend less, to save more, to create a business. Even if it's not 1,000 francs a day, it's not bad. From that side, we can build and grow to be self-independent.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Because, but the problem is in Cameroon, I think it's finances. How to raise that finance is very difficult. It's very difficult for that. Those of you that are out of the country, you can come to the country, create a business, and when you want to create this business, you should not take what the government is telling you, because the government has bad faith. They will come into the business, they'll try to tell you how you pay your workers, and now you dance with their tune. But you don't follow what the government, at least don't take everything the government is giving you.
Mm-hmm.
Their ideas. Try to build, try to see the condition of your workers.
Okay.
How to build. I have a friend. It's a friend. He has a business. I mean, the way he's trying to structure a business, I really appreciate it.
Okay, what kind of business?
He's in this business of, I don't know how to put it in English, aliment and how can I put it? He deal with foodstuffs like meat, like vegetable, all these foods.
Okay.
That is
consumer goods.
Consumer goods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he started a business. How he started a business? He do something like a campaign. He comes to your house. He try to educate you of the business. That is, if you are sick in your house, everybody has a right to choose what to eat that day. You even if it's a small child in the house, you choose what to eat that day. You base your command. They supply in your house. If they supply you, that the person commander, they have 50 francs that will save for him at the CNPS. You see, after 15 years, the child can benefit from that. The company saves that money for that person. Yes.
Okay.
And yes, and he pays his workers very well. He gives them advantages. You see.
Okay.
And the consumers, his customers, he also gives them advantages by other CNPS and health fee, all those things. He's trying. That's type of business I see, because then he's not dependent on the government. He's trying to do the business by himself, though it's not really easy because they are fighting him. You know, like our government, they are fighting him, but he's trying. It's open, he closed, because it's very difficult. That's the type of business. Because let me say, there are some people, some economic businessmen in Cameroon here.
Mm-hmm.
They have. But you are telling me you cannot have a business of 50 million francs capital, you don't pay your workers. But I tell you, there are business people, they have business of more than 300 billion, they are paying their workers 25 and 50,000 francs, 60,000 francs a month. They work morning to night, 8 hours a day, no break. If they break 30 minutes, and they don't, that all their workers, they have 300 workers, all of them are temporary workers. They are not registered.
Oh my God, there's no plan. Anyway. Yeah, no retirement plan.
Okay. That's why.
But you know, a lot of workers don't want to be registered as well.
Protect the work they're doing, you see. So those that have the money with good faith, they can come and create a business and follow the real labor. Because Cameroon have one of the best labor codes in Africa. One of the best. They should follow it with good faith.
But I'm telling you that when people come and create their businesses, people chop their money. You're not hearing me.
If you say there are people honest in Cameroon, it's because the owners of the companies are dishonest.
No,
I cannot work in your company.
No, when I created my business, I wasn't dishonest. I wasn't. I've had 2 businesses in Cameroon that have gone kaput. People chopped my money. And they
Most of
told,
them, most.
and the business went kaput.
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, what is this Bukan business? They are not dishonest. People are feeding themselves from that Bukan business, and they are very well. You go to the Bukan business, from managers to cleaners, they are fine. These are private sectors. These are Cameroonians that they are in Europe. They are exporting goods from Europe to Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
And they are fine. They are doing well. They are building Cameroonians financially. Cameroonians today, some of those useless guys, they know them here in this town. Today they are patron. They have their shops. They know they have never traveled to Europe, but they are selling imported goods. They buy from those guys that are imported from Europe. That is what. And that if you come to Cameroon today, you see all around Bonaveri. It's a busy place. It's one of the best markets now in Cameroon.
Okay.
People live from Mount High-end in Cameroon. That is a very good business. And the government is supposed to sit down and say, hey, let me empower these people.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give them. Let me help them. But what are they doing? I go there every day. Taxes. The customs at the seaport don't give them milk. You see, that's something that really is helping us now in Cameroon, because all those companies, even the companies around that area, they have closed their doors and give the place to those Bukan people. It's very lucrative. It's very helpful. See, that's what I'm saying. But
I asked someone in Cameroon whom I thought was struggling to raise money to do business. I asked him to send me a list of stuff that are or goods that are needed. At the end of the day, to be able to do business and do it well, you have to be able to meet the demand. So you cannot really buy things and force people to buy them. So you have to buy things that people need. So I asked him, send me a list of stuff that people need. I never ever got the list. Yet these are people who complain that, things are hard, there's no work and stuff like that. That's just one example. And there's so many other examples from diasporans. So many. I mean, you're talking, what you're seeing now is just a drop in the ocean of the number of people who want to do business. I talk with them because I am a diasporan. There's so many of them who want to do business, but they've all had such bad experiences and they're discouraged. I mean, to start a business in Cameroon is really not that hard. But it's the consistency, the continuity, the going concern of that business which is hard.
Most of them are discouraged. It's not because of the grassroots population. It's because of the population at the seaport. That's why they are discouraged.
No, they're discouraged by the people who steal their money when they clear the goods.
I don't think they steal their money. I don't think so.
They're discouraged by the people who thief their money, who sell goods and they don't report sales.
They are discouraged because of the system, the custom system, not because of people stealing their money.
No, I am telling you what they're saying to me. Their money it's not about custom. People can bring goods, I'm telling you that they're discouraged because people thief their money. They sell and they don't declare. They don't declare the sales.
Yes. In every country here in Africa, there must be some dubious people.
No,
we just need to be careful. That is. Let me say something that we can deal with. That's not supposed to discourage us. But if you can choose your honest people. You know them.
No, I don't know anyone, Stanley. Let me just say it now, right here, right now. I don't know anyone that I can trust in Cameroon to manage my business for me.
Those guys that are doing the business now, they are not stealing their money. Do you think those guys that are doing the business now, they are not stealing their money?
I don't know how they're managing it. There are people who are lucky to find people who are honest and all that, but it's hard.
No. See. Let me tell you something. One day at the seaport, I met a man I never met. I've never known him in my life. I was sitting at the back of Otosokoma. I was answering my call. I was talking in English. The man walked up to me and said, "Hey, my brother, are you an Anglophone?" I said, "Yes." He told me, "I'm from Manfi. I'm a magistrate from Manfi. My brother from Germany sent me 2 cars. I've never been in Douala in my life. It's my first time in this place. I don't know how to do. Can you help me? I asked him, what do you want me to do for you? To clear the cars for me. Okay, I said I would do it for you. I never knew that man. He gave me all the documents, all the money, and went back to Mamsi. When he needed to sign, I called him. He came and he signed his document and took his car away. Why? Because he made somebody honest. It's luck. Yeah. It's
when
by
he was
luck,
lucky,
it's by chance.
he was lucky. How many people are like you amongst
that is
100? There's just one.
But in Cameroon, in Bonaberi, you have more than 500 guys that are doing this business. Do you think they just steal their money?
No, they do. As long as your cost is not more than your expenses, your expenses is not more than your income, it's fine. You can manage it. If you're making a profit, you can be making a profit of 1 million, they steal 500,000. If you still walk away with 500,000, it's fine.
You will never carry sand in a wheelbarrow. Going to a destination like that, some grain of sand will not drop on the way. You will never.
True, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about situations where you're even unable to cover your costs. That's what I'm talking about. People steal stupidly. I'm not saying that, people don't steal. But I'm saying that people steal to the point where you cannot even cover your costs.
I understand.
Like they say, money no the commot. You don't say market finish, money no commot.
If money no commot, maybe you, the owner. You are a bad manager. Yes, you're a bad manager. Those that are complaining, ask them that how are those other people coping? How are they coping? Maybe they were not managing well, because when you say 100,000 francs in the night, you are at the nightclub, in the snack, drinking alcohol, doing things. How do you expect to save? Because those serious guys, when they come, they use 2 weeks at their shop. They sell and their money comes. When they have their money and their benefits, then they travel. Those guys, they come just 2 weeks, they travel back to Europe. They buy that 2 weeks, they travel back to Europe. Those that are complaining, those are the guys that are extravagant. They come to Cameroon, they want to sleep with every beautiful girl they see around them. They want to go to every nightclub that the people have been calling, have been singing the name. You see, they are not good managers. They are extravagant people. People are coping in that business, and likewise other business people are coping. The problem is that people that are discouraged, that I've talked to them, I met them. The custom system. My brother, I will not import again in this country because their system is very poor. I will buy something from Europe this amount. I will buy a car with 300,000 francs. I will clear your account with 1.2 million. Those are their complaints. And when they go, they don't come back again. Some of them, they prefer buying their cars in Cotonou, pass through Nigeria, the northern region of Cameroon, they drive to Douala.
Okay, so what's the solution now? For you think that the solution, since the government is not going anywhere, you think the solution is for everyone to leave?
The solution is that for now, this generation, they are just struggling. But first, our education, we have to transform our education. And I'm happy that the government is trying to do something about that. Second, we now that we are limping, we should come out, we should stop extravagance. We should stop this habit of too much spending than what we are gaining. We should stop, and we should try. We should not depend only on our salary, what we are earning at the end of the month. But at least we should try to take that money at the end of the month to do another business.
Good.
That will cope from that business.
Good.
Yes.
That's what people do out here as well, Stanley. People create side incomes. They call them side incomes.
Yes.
You can't nobody can depend 100% on their salary. Except that your salary is, the higher your salary, the higher your standard of living. You always need more to subsidize your lifestyle.
Yes. So that is the best way to do now. The small money you're earning, you save some money, you start another side business somewhere.
Right.
That will be helping your family.
Right.
And those are all, yes, that's the best. And that, I think that's the only thing we can do now to cope. Yes. Because if you are waiting for the government to reform statistics, they will not do it. Those some of Cameroonians have power to cultivate the soil. When they are working, their free time during the weekend, they can go to their farm, they cultivate the soil, they can have something that you can sell again to generate income for their family.
Good. That's what I want to hear, because at the end of the day, the government's not going anywhere. We're here to
Yeah.
provide, or to give ideas to young people who are struggling financially. What can they be doing to
Yeah.
better themselves? Because the government is not going anywhere, you know. So,
If I talk about the government, I talk about the government so that we should forget about the government. You know that the government has bad faith. We should not count on them again.
yeah.
That's why first I have to decide them first. I have to compare Cameroon with another country around. So that we the young people should know that Cameroon, the government is not going anywhere with us. We
Yeah.
should know that we are independent. We should focus on ourselves. What we are earning, if you are not working, at least try to do something and raise some capital there that will start something somewhere. Even if you are managing with the way you are working, at least I know friends that they are working somewhere, they are doing Okada business.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are trying to meet up. That's only what we can do for now. And and we should be preaching that our education should be reformed. We should be preaching that every day,
Okay.
so that at least from the base you can be trained. You can be trained. You can be empowered. You have something to do. You can do something. That even if you stop school at primary level, you can do something. You can take care of yourself. That's why I give the example of the Ghanaians.
Okay.
At certain level, they can do something. When they were in Cameroon, most of them they were shoemakers, they were shoemenders, they were tailors, seamstress. I mean, they learned the stuff from the primary school. I was taught by Ghanaian economics at the secondary school. In the evening, he would take this box, go around to repair people's shoe. During the day, he's a teacher. I was a teacher. I was one of the best economic teachers in my school. He wrote books.
Okay.
So our education system has reform. Yes.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you this evening, Stanley. Obviously, you have covered the entire conversation with some very realistic and doable recommendations, which I really do believe that at the end of this, look, Stanley, you made a comment under my post when my father died. When my father died, I felt like, well, it was the end of the world for me, because you know how they say, yeah, he was our everything. But you have to make do with what life has given you. You cannot. I could have easily gone into depression, stay there complaining, "Oh, my father has died. My father has died." How would that help me? Instead of crying every single day, the government has done this. Why don't you look for solutions around what the government has done? I mean, we are so smart human beings. We are smart. We are intelligent. From the moment when you make up your mind and say to yourself, my success depends on me and me alone. Forget about everyone else. Shut everyone else out. Then you will see that your life will become a testimony of your decisions. Because at the end of the day, you can even, that people who are born into rich families, that people who are handed down money, that people even in these countries where you're saying, oh, the system is fantastic, the Smith is higher, but they're so broke. At the end of the day, I mean, you would know at least one person who has gone to bush and come back empty-handed. So at the end of the day, it's us. It's about us. What we do with what we have, that makes a whole lot of a difference. And I really like what you said at the end, that if we can take some of the money that we're making already, save at least, even if it's 1,000 CFA every month, no matter how bad it is, live below your means, not above your means. I really liked what you said. If we can take, even if it's 1,000, the more you can save, obviously, the better. But even if it's 1,000 CFA, even if it's $10, $5, we can put it aside, for the purpose of converting that money into a passive income or a portfolio income. I mean, if you take that, you go rent a farm. Once it's 25,000, you rent a farm, you plant some corn or whatever seasonal or cash crop there is, and you take the harvest. I mean, during your spare time, instead of being in bars or for running around with women, you're in a farm, working your produce, looking for people to come and buy. I mean, you will be able to grow. from just your salary to another source of income, and eventually you can start something big.
Yes, as I said, when I first started to the government, I want us the youth to know that the government is not part of us for now.
Right.
That's why I started, because yes, I started to criticize the government first, so that we should not have our hope on the government again.
Right.
That's why I criticize them first. Yes, because if I say so, the government is not doing anything to protect us, our interests. Because I don't think in a country where we are in economic crisis, there's snacks, there's bars everywhere.
Right.
So I mean,
people
that's
do
I want
a lot
us.
of nimble. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want us to educate ourselves. We should be self-disciplined. You should be self-disciplined. We should know that when you go to a bar or a snack to drink, you are drinking your future.
That's it.
You are drinking your building. You are drinking your marriage. You are drinking your life. Yes. We should forget about, because if you don't go there, the place will close.
Right.
They will not sell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We should be self-disciplined. We should try, at least the small that we are earning, we should try to develop from there.
Yep.
And concentrate.
That's
because
it.
I think that in a certain country, you don't see people sit outside a place and to drink alcohol.
That's it.
When Cameroon is rampant, people even block the road, highway, to consume alcohol. And then the government come in, they don't do anything. They pass in the evening to collect their money, their 5,000 francs for public users. They collect their 5,000 and go. They encourage the youth to drink.
Yeah.
They don't encourage the youth to walk.
Yeah.
So we should forget about them.
I really hope this Young and Independent project becomes popular, because I think that there's so much information going on here that young people can benefit from. And obviously it's a place where I would like for all young people to meet, so that we can share business opportunities, we can share job opportunities, we can meet trustworthy people and start doing business with them. We can apply for scholarships abroad. We can also facilitate if there's someone on the group who is going to a country where someone else on the group is currently staying at, that's the entire point of the Young and Independent project, so that us as young people can synergize our efforts, build a strong wall to protect ourselves and to grow as a generation to a place of abundance, really, and economic power, so that we can all have our voices, and there'll be no jealousy, there'll be no slander, and everyone is going to be a winner at the end of the day. We're running out of time. We've only got 2 minutes left. So if there's one thing that you'd like for our listeners today to take away, what's that one thing, Stanley?
One thing is that we should learn to depend on ourselves. We should have confidence on the ground we are standing on. We should understand that there is nobody to help us. Only we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
Forget about any other extra power. We should concentrate on what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Plant what we have to harvest what we plant. If you plant a seed of a maize, you have a crop of maize.
Right.
We should know that. Yes, we should plan what we have to grow. We should cut down our expenses. Extravagancy will never bring us anywhere. If you say bring us, because if they give you 1 billion today, was the extravagant, you squander it. If there's somebody that is self, you give 1,000 francs, you grow from that 1,000 francs.
That's it. So
we should learn to build ourselves by ourselves.
Wow, powerful.
Thank you. I want to thank the platform you've created. I really like it. It's very nice. And you help us.
Powerful.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Very powerful. I really like what you've said. If you give 1 billion to a reckless individual, he will become broke again. Very powerful. But if you can manage the 1,000 you have, surely you will enjoy compound interest and you will become wealthy. Thank you so much, Stanley. Look forward to having you back again so we can discuss some business opportunities that people in the diaspora can get into, that easily, and where they can find trustworthy people, because you seem to have defended all the people in Cameroon today. So just maybe, a group of trustworthy people that you can put in contact with some diasporans who are listening to this podcast today. and we'll start to pump money into our economy again, and standards of living is going to go up. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed today's talk, please share it, like it, leave your comment in the comment section. Do you know a trustworthy person? Let's hear it. Bye.
Bye.